Hey everybody, Jamie here. This is a bit of a different video. I think I've done videos on books in the past, but this is going to be a video on books I'm going to be reading during the quarantine that's going on right now. So, I mean, I can't really go out of the house, so what else can I do other than watch Netflix, play PS4, which means you'll see a bit more PES, more of my PES series, watch some DVDs that I have to watch, and read books. Because, if you're stuck in the house, there's not much better time to read books, is there? So, I just thought I'd start off with one I literally just finished this yesterday. Narnia. I enjoyed some of the books. The books I didn't really enjoy were, well, one of them isn't actually in here because my sister is currently reading it at the minute. That's The Horse and His Boy. But my favourite one was probably just, The Land, the Witch and the Wardrobe. It's a classic. The Magician's Nephew was also great. Prince Caspian was pretty good. The one I didn't really like, I didn't like this one, The Last Battle. It was disappointing. Mainly because the ending is weird. The ending to the series is a bit weird. But yeah, nonetheless, apart from the weird ending, which, was annoying. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the box back in here. Anyway, apart from that, pretty good series. I'd recommend some of them. Now then, moving on to another series I'm reading, the one I'm literally reading right now. I'm literally like halfway through it. Can you see that? Can you see that? Percy Jackson and the Olympians. There you go, Percy Jackson, written by Rick Riordan. There's also I'll just show you the book here. There's The Lightning Thief, which is the one I'm reading right now. That's the first one in the series. There's also The Sea of Monsters, which is the second one. The Titan's Curse. I think the first one is actually the longest one. The Battle of the Labyrinth and The Last Olympian. I think I saw the first movie. It was years ago. I think it might have been 2009. I can't even remember when. I know I saw Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, the film. Never read the book, and I can't remember anything about the film apart from a weird scene at the end where there was a head in the fridge or something. That's literally all I can remember. I hope once this quarantine ends, I can try and get my hands on the DVD, because I am really, really enjoying this book so far. It's supposed to be something sort of similar to Harry Potter. As you can see, I'm like 170 pages in there. Yeah, this is real. If you haven't read this, I'm halfway through and I'm already recommended it. It's really good so far. Really good. Next up is just another one that I'm probably going to read about today, Quidditch Through the Ages. I've heard people say it's just a good book, really. Can't really say much else than that. I like Harry Potter, I like Quidditch, I like books. Yeah. Listen, I have a lot of autobiographies to get through this month. So yeah, starting off, I'll just go through them. One I'm in the middle of at the minute. Kevin Keegan. It's got reversible covers, which is funny enough, but the book is actually this way up. I'll just show you. Yeah, it's that way up. Whereas if I had that cover sticking out, the spine would be upside down and it would drive me nuts. Because OCD. So yeah, I mean, that's a Kevin Keegan we all remember. And I think he should get more respect. He's won the Ballon d'Or twice. He was a good player. He won the Champions League twice. Once with Liverpool in his last match for the team, in his last match for the club, by the way. I think did he? No, I think he might have left Hamburg. I think he might have been playing for Southampton by the time they won the European Cup in '83. But yeah, pretty good so far. Next up, legend, Gaza. My Journey to Hell and Back. Can't wait to read that. That's going to be great. I read his first autobiography, and by the way, if you have not read this, go and get it and read it. It is possibly my favourite autobiography of all time. Just, yeah, absolutely masterpiece of a book, this. If you haven't read this, read it. It's amazing. Anyway, next up is George Best. I've read a couple of his books. I can't remember what the other one was called. It was something similar to this. This one's called Hard Tackles and Dirty Baths. The other one, I'm not sure of the name, but his autobiography was called Blessed. The second book he wrote, I can't remember what it was called. Scoring on and off the pitch, I think. or something. I think that's probably what it was called. Yeah, the Inside Story Football's Golden Era. I think it'll probably be like similar to this, but yeah. I think this will probably be similar to that book. So yeah, but love George Best, despite playing for Man United. Despite him playing for Man United, rather. I would never play for Man United, even if they were the last club on earth. Anyway, next up is a legend. I cannot wait to read this. Sir David Jason. Del Boy, Only Fools and Horses. I cannot wait to read this. This man is a legend. That is going to be brilliant. Loved him in Only Fools and Horses. I didn't see much of it, but Only Fools and Horses is brilliant. For what I've seen, it's a brilliant show. Brilliant. Next up, Rob Brydon. He's a pretty funny guy. Yeah. I really like him on What I Lie to You. He's brilliant as, what do you call him? What's his name? No, not Neve. What's his character's name in Gavin and Stacey? I can't remember his character's name, but I know he's brilliant. Brim, that's what he's called. He is brilliant. Rob Brydon is just... He's really funny. He is so funny. Liam Gallagher loves him. And I love Liam Gallagher. Anyway, next up, I saw this in Portrush last year, but decided not to buy it and kind of regretted it. Then I saw it at the charity shop and decided to buy it. Peter Kay, Saturday Night Peter. His original one is called, I think, I can't remember. But I'm really looking forward to reading this. He's hilarious. And he has, like, digs at people, you know, people like me who only, pick up an autobiography just to look at the pictures and then leave the shop. Like, look at that there, read that. And then he has, like, just pause it and read it if you want to. And then that one there. Look, it's either this or Alan Carr's autobiography. And it came out last year. I don't really like Alan Carr, to be honest, but yeah. Can't wait to read that. And no, I do not like Alan Carr. I don't really watch him. Yeah, there's still a good lot of autobiographies sitting here. Wow. Yeah. Had to have a couple of Liverpool ones. I have the most Liverpool autobiographies out of all of them. I've got Dalglish, Carragher, Dudek, Keegan, Gerrard. I mean, right, come on. I've got two of his. Who else? Dalglish, Carragher, Gerrard, Keegan, Dudek. Did I say Dudek? I don't know. A biography on Jurgen Klopp written by someone else that wasn't actually written by Klopp himself. But yeah, this one is Terry McDermott. Now, I'll put up a picture here, or if I can edit this, of his legendary goal against Tottenham. One of my favourite goals ever. Yeah, there he is in Liverpool's famous Hitachi kit. Apparently they were banned from having sponsors on their kit or something. I don't know what was going on, but yeah. Love Terry McDermott. Can't wait to read that. Next up, one of my favourite players ever. Robbie Fowler. I can't wait to read this. I can't wait to read any of it. I can't wait to read all of these, to be honest. And yeah, despite... Yeah, he did... score again. He did unfortunately score against Liverpool once. It was in like 2004. But I think we ended up finishing fourth anyway, so it wasn't that bad. Goal for City. Must have been against Arsenal, surely. I mean, yeah. Fowler always scored against Arsenal. He scored a hat-trick against them. He missed a penalty at Highbury that he didn't think was a penalty. And I think LFC Gamer knows what I'm talking about if he's watching this. By the way, next up. This came out in 2018. And I found it at the charity shop. Like, who puts these books in charity? Like, these books came out 2 years ago. Why is it in the charity shop already? But yeah, love Billy Connolly. He's so funny. That is going to be great. Next up. A guy you might recognise from the PG Tips commercials. Johnny Vegas. And that is a... If I may say so myself, that is a creepy cover. Holding his own head or something of a mannequin. Yeah, that's creepy. Anyway, yeah. But hopefully that's good. I do think Johnny Vegas is alright. But yeah, next up is one I found in a giant shop for 50p. Don't know if I'm going to read it, but it's nice to have, I guess. Giovanna Fletcher. Her husband is Tom Fletcher, you know, from McFly. yeah, so that's cool to own, I guess. I don't know if I'll read it, because it looks kind of girly, but not to be disrespectful or anything, but yeah, I might read that at some point, just to see what it's about. Next up is one I've heard a lot of good things about. The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. I've heard this is supposed to be really good, but I can never find it in charity shops, and then I just found it in a charity shop one day and thought I'd pick it up. I mean, to be fair, in charity shops, books and DVDs and games are like 50p, 50p to £1. I mean, you can go to a charity shop like a fiver, come out with like 4 DVDs, 4 books, and a couple of CDs, all for a fiver. Although in my charity shop, I don't really get this. All the DVDs are 50p, yet you can buy 10 DVDs for £1. That doesn't make sense. Anyway, yeah, I've heard this is supposed to be really, really, really good, so yeah, can't wait to read that. And that's pile 1 done, so I'll just get that back and we'll move on to pile 2. Alright, on to pile 2. Yeah, so pile 2 starts off with a book that I cannot wait to read. It's by probably my favourite author of all time. And she wrote one of my favourite series of all time. The Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling. Or Rowling. However it's pronounced, I don't really... It doesn't really bother me, to be honest. If people pronounce it Rowling, that's fine. People pronounce it Rowling, that's fine. I don't really care what way it's pronounced. It's just the name. Anyway, yeah, this... I think it's book 1 in the Cormoran Strike series. Yeah, I am so excited to read. I've heard this is supposed to be like one of her... This is like their first work after Harry Potter. It came out in 2012? Yeah, there it is. I think I lost the page. There you go. 2012. Yeah. So excited for that. Cannot wait for that. I think it might be set in London as well, like London in like the early 1900s or like 1920s, which I'm excited for. I quite like reading books in that time. Well, I have. I can't remember if I have, but I've heard they're supposed to be good. Anyway, next up is yeah, that's just a pseudonym. That's J.K. Rowling's pseudonym name, Robert Galbraith. Anyway, yeah, The Cuckoo's Calling. I think this is the second book in the Cormoran Strike series. And yeah, same as Casual Vacancy. Can't wait to read it. It's going to be great. Next up, an author you may or may not have heard of. There's 2 books by him. There's Macbeth, which I know is by another famous author. Who was it? Shakespeare? Was it Shakespeare that wrote Macbeth? I think this is by Joe Nesbo. He also wrote this other one, The Thirst. This is the first one I found. I think that's him on the back, by the way. And yeah. The reason why I was so attracted to these, look how many they sold. 40 million worldwide, 33 million. That's 73 million copies for 2 books. 2. I think this one came out... It was probably... When did it come out? 2018. What is it with 2018 books in charity shops? And this one I could have swore was like 2017 or something. Yeah, 2017. I think there's, as you can see here, there's a lot of other books that he's wrote. But yeah, I might just read these 2 just to see what they're about. So yeah, I mean they're massive. Look at the size of it. It's huge. It's like what, like 400, 500 pages. So yeah, and the second to last one, I'll just show off. Second to last one, there's another version of Game of Thrones. Casual Vacancy, and yeah, the other one is Game of Thrones. I'm not really into Game of Thrones, to be honest, so can't see myself reading this. But that's just another copy of the Casual Vacancy, so yeah. That cover is... I quite like that cover, to be honest. It's like Shadow of London. I think she also did that with the Harry Potter poster. Which had like all 7 stories on one poster. She actually, it's kind of that same design. So yeah, that's pretty much the books I'm going to be reading during quarantine. Apart from the last one, Eve of Man by Giovanna and Tom Fletcher. I think Thomas actually wrote a couple of books. He wrote the Christmasaurus, which I think is a kid's book. I think he wrote another one, although the name escapes me at the moment. I know he wrote the Christmasaurus, and this one, Eve of Man, looks a bit odd. Against all odds, she survived. The first girl born in 50 years. They called her Eve. Yeah, it would be odd, but I think I might just finish Percy Jackson and then just go straight on to this, you know, after I've read this, because it's only like 105 pages. I could probably read this in like 2 hours, like 3 hours maybe. But this, I don't know, it might be good, but, you know, I mean, I love Tom Fletcher from his time in McFly. Love McFly, but yeah, let's hope this is good. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much all the books I'm going to be reading in quarantine. And I have to say, this book actually has a pretty nice cover. So yeah, and if I take the cover off, I think it has like another cover underneath it. I mean, that does look pretty nice, to be honest. That is nice. So yeah, there's something you guys probably didn't know about me. I do actually quite like reading books. It keeps me sane, you know, apart from watching nostalgic TV shows on Netflix and you know, Pez. It is fun to just pull out a book and read it. I mean, I've got like this, that is all the books I have to catch up on reading. That's why I want to do it well during quarantine. So yeah, talking Tom's annoying me here. Anyway, yeah, guys, that is pretty much the books I'm going to be reading during quarantine. If you'll excuse me, I have to get back to Percy Jackson, and I'll see you guys later.